and sit down.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time once again for all of you to shut up and sit down. Now today I'd first like to clear up some matches that will be taking place at Crash Course this Sunday. As mentioned, SDC will face Albright for the WIW Championship for the main event, and also Jax Wolf and the Linebacks will be cashing in their rematch clauses. But tonight, the Linebacks will be facing Justice, and if Justice win, then I am adding them to the match at Lockdown for the tag team titles. The same goes for Sandra Piper tonight. Tonight you face Halie Bowen for the same opportunity at Crash Course. Also, after weeks of colliding heads, Brad Skeens will face Original Brad so that they can finally determine which of the two is truly the better Brad. And it will be a no DQ match. We will also see the Cruiserweight Championship rematch once again between James Rowley and Jake Griffiths, and this will also be a no DQ match. And that will complete what is going to be a great pay-per-view. So prepare to join us for the big one that comes next. But you don't deserve yet to know what it is. You ain't getting any news on the next pay-per-view until after this pay-per-view. So without further ado, let's begin tonight's card.
Shut up and sit down.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Darren Jacobs and welcome to the Go Home Show for the Crash Course pay-per-view here on Monday Night Mayhem. The general manager has broken down what's looking like to be the card. There still might be one or two changes, and we might find out one of those changes straight out the gate here tonight. We're starting off with tag team action, and Coach Wilson, still not in the best of conditions, all bandaged up, leads out Kazarian Xander and Patrick Green. And remember, at Crash Course, these two will be taking on Damas and Black Jesus once again in their rematch clause for the Mayhem Tag Team Championships. However, after Justice's win last week, if Justice can pick up a win here tonight against the Linebacks in the opening battle of the evening, then they will be granted into the match and it will become a 6-man ladder match for the Mayhem Tag Team titles. So a lot on the line here, a lot at stake for Justice, and that is exactly why the Linebacks have brought Coach Wilson. They know they can't use Coach Wilson at the pay-per-view, regardless of whether it's a 2-on-2 or a 2-on-2-on-2. No, Coach Wilson will be allowed, he will not even be allowed to enter the building at Crash Course, because we know how involved he gets in this match, how heated he thinks he can get, but of course we can't ban him forever, which is why he's here tonight. And so Xander and Green with a tough task tonight to deal with their biggest threat, well, one of their biggest threats to the tag team titles, of course. The winners of the tag team tournament not too long ago earned themselves a tag team title opportunity, but couldn't cash in on that opportunity. But tonight they're looking to cash in on one more. It is one of the newest and fastest rising teams here in WIW. It is Lachlan and A.D. Nathaniel, otherwise known as Justice, ready to stamp their brand of justice on this matchup here against the Linebacks. And we know that these two have been eager and waiting for their shot at revenge on the Linebacks. They haven't had a shot for a couple of months now, and tonight they get another shot. The judge and the jury looking to stamp justice down here tonight on the Linebacks. Now remember, if they win, they will be added to the match, and it will be a 6-man ladder match at Crash Course for the Mayhem Tag Team Championships. And of course, last time that happened, we did see the titles change hands. That match was the the Linebacks versus the Cotterrell. No, Linebacks versus up, up, down, down versus the Cotterrells, I believe, actually. Yeah, I think it was the Cotterrells. And that resulted in up, up, down, down winning the titles. But that did mean it was a change in hands of the title. So, of course, the Linebacks, not with a great history in that particular type of matchup. Of course, not really great in multi-tag team matches, as you can imagine. Well, not as you can imagine, but they've been a pretty dominant team, so I'm sure they're not going to be phased. But tonight, they're going to want to keep this 2-on-2. They know they can beat the League of Gods. They've done it before. Yes, they did have some major assistance from Coach Wilson, and that has been addressed, and the general manager has made that point clear that he doesn't like how dependent they have become on Coach Wilson. But at the same time, they are tag team champions. They've defended the title numerous times without Coach Wilson's aid, and it felt really weird, I had to say, watching these two come out without their tag team championships. It really was weird to see. And then, of course, watching last week, Damas and Jesus come out with the titles, it was insane. And, of course, Lachlan and AD Nathaniel have been, in a war over online with the League of Gods for a couple of weeks. Lachlan, AD Nathaniel, Damas and Jesus all been exchanging words, all, changing back and forth exchanges, some complaints about how things have gone down, who's not deserving of what, things like that, and that happens quite a lot here in the comments lately. Tagging comes Lachlan, and look at that, straight away with a crossbody from the top, not wasting any time to bring in the big moves. And of course, Lachlan made a huge impact. Oh, God, oh my God, what was that? Jesus Christ. Lachlan made a huge impact as he came into WIW, as I was about to say. Of course, exploding onto the scene by beating down and ambushing several WIW superstars until eventually one man was bold enough to step up to him, and that was Mason Foster. And those two competed in the first ever Fatality match at the Fatality pay-per-view, and Lachlan was knocked out of that match. However, he was a move away from winning it. He was about to wrap it up by, I believe, his finisher onto the ladder. However, that was stopped in its tracks by Mason Foster, who knocked him out with a spinning heel kick. And as he crashed onto the ladder, that was it for Lachlan. But other than that, Lachlan's had an impressive in-ring record. More wins than losses. Again, can be said for very few people. He's a very strong competitor, very tough. And of course, his tag team record with AD Nathaniel speaks for itself. There's a Northern Light suplex there by Kazari and Xander. And Xander in green, of course, a well-oiled machine as well. But not as well-oiled as Lachlan and AD Nathaniel, it has to be said as of late. Because Xander and Green, the whole foundation of their team really comes from Coach Wilson, and a lot more people are noticing this now. When Xander and Green first came into the company, they just tore apart anyone. Green didn't need... Coach Wilson didn't need to get involved as much, and he just let these two go to work. But then as time progressed and the tag teams division became stronger and stronger, they had to deal with more and more threats to their titles. And the threats continue to grow here, and Lachlan and AD Nathaniel definitely up there. But for Xander and Green, we know they can be a dominant team. We've seen them dismantle teams like it's nothing. And yet, the fact that they've been so dependent on Coach Wilson as of late is really winning. Of course, that really started just before, the Wolfpack versus the Linebacks the first time, when Coach Wilson had to do so much trash talking just to hype up the match and to get them motivated. He basically risked his life by putting himself in the Wolfpack's ring and got proceeded to being beat down. And this is great tag team work. This is exactly what I'm talking about from Lachlan and AD Nathaniel. AD Nathaniel, he never really had much direction coming into WIW. He was a very strong, brawlerish type, and we knew he was going to be quite a physical fighter, using the outside area and, beating him down with a bunch of punches and strong grapples. Looking for a big STO there, very nicely done by Lachlan. And, so yeah, we knew he was going to expect that. But otherwise, we didn't know where he was going, because he had a up-and-down start, didn't really get many wins to start his career, but then he found Lachlan, and these two have worked together with a mutual goal of spreading justice to WIW, and since then they have been a dominant team, of course, winning the tag team tournament on their formation, meaning they knocked off 3 of the biggest tag teams in WIW today. Big kick there by Lachlan, and we might be seeing the end. And Coach Wilson, I think, knows that. He's already trying to stop the referee from getting himself involved. Oh, was looking for the executioner maybe there, but Patrick Green had it well scouted. And look at this, Wilson again, trying to cause as many distractions as possible there. There's a suplex. And now look at this. AD Nathaniel just watching on, and there's not much he can do as Lachlan now has Green trapping him in the corner. Oh, and he might have been thinking running haymaker, but as he was about to dart away, Lachlan makes the catch. They want to watch the position of that table, that chair there. That might be in jeopardy here. Tag is made now, and here we go. Oh, I thought maybe going for the executioner, but I guess they knew that Green had read it, and a double shoulder tackle. And Xander was desperate there to try and make the tag, but in control. And this is what I'm saying about Lachlan and AD Nathaniel. They work really well together. Lots of quick tags. They work well, and they have plans. They don't always do this the fair way, and that has been said and addressed many a time. There's a neck breaker there by Patrick Green. And we know that they don't always do this the cleanest way. But they do it together, and they do it tactically. They always have a plan of action in place, and they intend to use that plan as much as possible. Big crash in the corner by Patrick Green. He's going to follow it through here. Oh, and a snake eyes in the corner. And now he'll head him steam there with a big boot. Following through as well with a leg drop. Very nicely done by Patrick Green. Oh, Green. And the referee's distracted him. Oh, and Green. Blatant chair shot there. And now shoves it in the corner as well. And the referee, regardless, doesn't even notice what's happened. Oh, dear. Oh, and the chair shot. AD Nathaniel crashes onto the floor. And he desperately needs to make the tag to Lachlan, but Patrick Green not letting it happen. And this is what I'm saying. This is exactly why Coach Wilson will be banned from ringside at Crash Course for this particular reason. Oh, and there's a massive strike by Patrick Green. Well, they've lost their titles and they're hungry to get them back, and they're doing whatever it takes to make sure they do that. And trying to get rid of justice from the match could be a very good way to do that. Lachlan desperate to get AD Nathaniel out there and get himself back into this match. Nathaniel refusing to back down even though the chair shots are coming in. And now hyping up the crowd because he sensed they've had the control for the majority of the match. And I think the Linebacks have sensed that as well. 2 massive clotheslines and a third one to keep him down. Nice sequence there. And trying to make the tag, and he does. Green sensing the control had gone, even though using the chair to his advantage. And now Xander coming in off the tag. He's hitting with the clotheslines. Nathaniel blocks the third. Or went for an atomic drop. Well countered there by Xander. And Xander very much the powerhouse of the team. Much stronger of the two. And now thinking Samoan Driver. He's ready to put this one away. Samoan Driver here. This could be it for Kazarians, for AD Nathaniel. Samoan Driver. And Wilson sensing this one is coming to an end. The cover here by Kazari and Xander. Will Lachlan be able to get in time and break it up? He does. Well escaped there and then leaves the ring. Xander being told by the referee there just to concentrate on the match at hand. He's not the legal man. Leave him alone. And just there, that's exactly what I was talking about. They started so dominant in WIW, no one could even slow them down, really. But then things got worse and worse for them, and they started losing control, and now they resort to doing whatever it takes to walk out the winners every given night. Even if it means having to bring in the chair, even if it means distracting the referee a million times in the matchup. Finally, AD Nathaniel finds a way to escape the Lineback's grasp, and he tags out. Lachlan going to have to do probably the majority of the heavy lifting now because Xander and Green beating down on AD Nathaniel in many ways there. He's definitely felt the effects. Big strike by Xander. And now Xander lining up for that massive spiking DDT by Kazari and Xander. And straight into the cover he goes. Is that going to be enough to put him away? It's a 2 count. Xander with that vicious DDT. We know how lethal it can be. We've seen it put people away in the past. Lachlan holds on. And of course his partner isn't going to be in the best condition of running and help him if Lachlan gets caught here in a bad position. He's in Lineback's corner now, and they might have been thinking there, oh, look at this, beautiful Lufest press, he escapes. They might have been thinking it was time for the blitz, but well done there to avoid it was Lachlan. And Justice under pressure in this match. We could be looking at the end very soon. And I think Green is sensing that here. He lines up to end it. AD Nathaniel ready to pounce in and help his partner if needs be. There's the spear. Oh, wait, no, well countered. Well countered by Nathaniel. By Lachlan, excuse me. Oh, and Lachlan tried to advance further forward and counters Green again. And another Lufest press. Refusing to back down here are Lachlan and Nathaniel. They look so good up until the point of the chair being into play. And from there, the Linebacks took control. And they haven't looked back And now just asserting the strength that we know they have. There's a suplex. And this tag team encounter is getting heated. But who's going to win? Will the Linebacks keep it 2-on-2 for Crash Course? Or will Justice find their way into the match? Find out. We're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back. Dormus, the new fragrance by Dormus. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to World Internet Wrestling. Before the break, we saw the kickoff of this match. Lachlan and AD Nathaniel, otherwise known as Justice, taking on the Linebacks for a spot in the tag team matchup at Crash Course. If they win, it becomes a 6-man ladder match. And Lachlan, oh look at this! What perfect timing to cut back from break. He's looking ready to finish this one now. Big combination, and sets up for the knee. Green's in trouble. Oh, wait a minute, no. I was going to go for the cover, but Wilson gets involved, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Way too much involvement from Wilson. Nathaniel tags out, decides he's completely forgot that Xander was behind him. He could have still probably made the cover. Xander got up really quickly, surprisingly, but still had the chance to tag out. AD Nathaniel comes back in. Still can't be in the best of conditions after those chair shots. And they're beating the proceed afterwards, but they're still fighting on here. Lachlan and AD Nathaniel, and once again, referee reluctant to eject Coach Wilson, and I don't understand why the referees are being so lenient with Coach Wilson, but then with other people, they could talk to him once or break up a pin, and that's it, they're gone. And then Coach Wilson just goes in and does whatever he wants. And now, what's Green thinking? Oh, we've seen this enough times to know what's coming. Green taking out the frustrations here. Once again, another big move hit on AD Nathaniel. Superplex to the outside. And you can't say that Nathaniel isn't taking one for the team here. Definitely taking all the big shots. And I guess that may be the game plan here from Justice now on, because AD Nathaniel was taking all the big hits, all the big strikes, and Lachlan, I guess, just coming in to try and be the closer for the team. Of course, we know these two both have the equal capability of wrapping up the match, but Green has taken, Nathaniel has taken some huge shots and received some brutal assaults here from the Linebacks. The count is rising. They need to be cautious of that. Count of 7 now. And of course, they need to get back in the ring. But of course, if a win on count out, I wouldn't put that past Lachlan. I wouldn't put that past the Linebacks or Lachlan and AD Nathaniel. Looking for the tag, and he gets it. Wisely tags out, and back in comes Lachlan, but the momentum killed straight away by Patrick Green, who takes him down with a clothesline. And now a big knee while he's down on the ground. And Patrick Green, Kazari, and Xander might be close to wrapping this one up now. You're sensing the end is near. Tag is made. In comes Patrick Green. Oh, what are they going for here? Oh, look at this. Oh, and a massive drop kick into the suplex. And Xander and Green have him to himself now. AD Nathaniel is down on the outside, and he might be down for a while. Northern Lights suplex there by Kazari and Xander. And now Xander ready to put this one away with another Samoan driver. AD Nathaniel still down on the outside. This could be it for Justice's chance of going to Crash Course. Big Samoan driver. And AD Nathaniel still down. No one to make the save. Lachlan has to make it himself. Oh, wait. He couldn't do it. Nathaniel tried to rush back in, but he couldn't force the break, even though I'm pretty sure that should have been a break. As he entered the ring, he quite blatantly makes contact with them. But Justice are taken out, and they are not going to Crash Course. It is going to be 2-on-2. The League of Gods are going to be taking on Kazari and Xander and Patrick Green. 2-on-2 at Crash Course for the Mayhem Tag Team titles. Well, what a match that was. Two teams that gave it their all. But once again, Green and Xander do whatever they have to with the aid of Coach Wilson to get the job done. But the question is, can they do this at Crash Course when Coach Wilson is banned from the arena? Can they do it when they have no help from that man right there? I guess we'll have to find out at Crash Course. But again, with these two teams locking up, we know it's going to be an instant classic. We'll find out at Crash Course who walks out with the Mayhem Tag Team titles. For now, it's time to move on with the rest of the card. Next matchup tonight. Very similar stipulations to the match that we had earlier tonight to start the show. Tonight, Sandra Piper, the Mayhem Women's Champion, will be in action once again against Halie Bowen tonight. Of course, Halie Bowen faced Adrian Reyes for the Mayhem Women's for a #1 contenders match for the Mayhem Women's Championship. But the general manager was so impressed by the performance of both women that she has given Halie Bowen a second chance. Sandra Piper, of course, coming out here, the Mayhem Women's Champion. She claims that she can beat anyone, that she is dominant, and that there is no one, and she repeats, no one that can step in the ring with her and take that title away from her. So the general manager is putting that challenge to the task. Tonight, she faces Halie Bowen, and if Halie Bowen can pull off the victory here tonight against Sandra Piper one-on-one, she gets to be included in the match, and it becomes a triple threat for the Mayhem Women's Championship at the Lockdown pay-per-view. Crash Course pay-per-view. I forgot we are past Lockdown now, of course, where she successfully again retained the Mayhem Women's Championship by destroying Catherine Albright inside Hell in a Cell, and Catherine Albright will be out for quite some time as a result. But Sandra Piper making her eerie way down to the ring, ready to add another prisoner, the piece of destruction to the list, I guess. Just destroying everyone at this point. But Halie Bowen, look at this. Already coming down saying she's ready for this, that this is no problem at all. Last week had the match of the night against Adrian Reyes. If you did not see it, be sure to go and check it out. It was the best performance we have seen from either of those women, and they put on a fantastic matchup. And in the end, Adrian Reyes managed to get the one-up on Halie Bowen. But tonight, Halie, however you wish to pronounce it, tonight we'll go one-on-one with the champ for a spot in the match and to make it a triple threat. Adrian Reyes and Sandra Piper already confirmed that they are going to Crash Course, but the question is, who will join them? Can Halie join them? Or Halie join them? However you wish to pronounce it, that is up to you. I pronounce it Halie because that's how it's spelt, but here we go. Sandra Piper and Halie Bowen, let's get this one on the way, and they both went straight for each other. No surprise to see Sandra Piper coming out on top of that clash. Sandra Piper has been so dominant. She's been taking names of everyone and just destroying them piece by piece, because that's what she does. She's a dominant woman. She dismantles people. She doesn't give them a chance to fight back. But look at this. Halie Bowen out the gate just trying to fight her way out of everything. She came up with several counters to Sandra, but again, just couldn't keep the control away from Sandra Piper. But Halie Bowen is bringing it to her. We saw last week that she isn't one to just back down easy. Oh, wait a minute, Adrian Reyes! Reyes! Look at this! What's she doing? She's trying to get this match done with. Disqualify if she can, but she didn't hit her. She couldn't hit her. The referee telling her to leave, and she does get involved. This is a disqualification. And there it is, the disqualification. Reyes gets her disqualified. And what's going on here? What's she trying to do? She's just taking her further, and Sandra Piper just going to let these two fight it out. Halie Bowen wins the match. Well, wait a minute. She won the match, yeah. What was that about? Sandra Piper, she can't believe the face. This is actually worked out in Halie Bowen's favor. Adrian Reyes attacks Halie Bowen, and now Halie Bowen wins. This is now going to be a triple threat at Crash Course for the Mayhem Women's Championship. Well, an interesting strategy there from Adrian Reyes. Was that a smart strategy? Adding Halie Bowen to the match, maybe that was the intention. Maybe things went wrong and she backfired on her target. But either way, Halie Bowen's going to Crash Course. Let's move on down the rest of the card. How dare you boo? Show some respect for the richest man in the business, because clearly Blake Austin doesn't. I sent him a message loud and clear in the main event of Fight Night, and he completely ignored it. I want another shot at the Cruiserweight Championship. And you all know that I deserve it. And that I will bring the prestige to the title that it will never get without me. I will beat down whoever I have to in order to get my hands on that title. And that means that I will... So that explains it. So I announce that I want to fight the Cruiserweight Champion, then all of a sudden I get jumped by you. Oh, so to get you guys all up to speed, Travis is scared. Scared that the real deal is after the title because he knows that if I take it, then I am not losing it. And that terrifies you. So you try to deal with me. Well, as usual, I don't stay down. So if you've got a problem with me, we can settle this right now. I don't fear you. I fear no man. I am the first ever television champion. I took on the Wolfpack several times and I've had more main events in this company than you have ever had dreams of beating me. I have faced the best and I have always come out the best. And if I wanted to face you tonight and beat you down, I would have brought a bat and not a mic. You don't just come out here and demand a fight with someone like me. I am greatness, and you are a great big joke. The only thing that is a joke is that thinking you've won a title match when all that happened was that your mate laid down for you and let you have it. And then you lost it 4 weeks later. And if you want to use a bat, then take your best swing, because I guarantee you my fists will pack more power than any weapon that you've got. You don't know my true power, because clearly the only thing you ever watch is yourself in the mirror. But if you did, you would know that what you did last week was a huge mistake.
Shut up and sit down.
Right, this is pathetic. I mean, honestly, are you two 5 years old? Like, seriously. Remind me never to let you two cut a promo ever again. Anyway, to stop your crying, I have a solution. At Crash Course, you two will go one-on-one with each other. The winner of the match will go on to face the winner of the Cruiserweight Championship match at Danger Zone. But, Travis, that doesn't stop you from competing tonight. Because I got someone who's dying to get his hands on you, and it isn't me. Tonight, James Rowley will face Travis. So get ready, you ungrateful, talentless clowns.
Shut up and sit down.
Next up tonight, some more Crash Course preparations. Of course, Crash Course this Sunday. We've already got a stack card, and one of those matches on the card is the European Championship rematch between Jax Wolf and Mason Foster. And Mason Foster coming out here tonight to get some early preparations up against a tough opponent who we could be seeing pushing for the European Championship any day now, to be honest. First man down to the ring is the European Champion. Finally, with the Welsh plates back on his side, and he'll be hoping to keep them there this Sunday at Crash Course up against Jax Wolf. He knows it's not going to be an easy task. Jax Wolf has got the better of him in the past, but when it mattered, he got the job done and he became a two-time European champion. But now he has to do what he said he was going to do. He said he was going to capture the title, and he did. But now he also said that he was going to defend it against Jax Wolf, and he was going to go on to have a monstrous reign as the European champion, just like the man he took it from the first time, Jace did. So he's got a tough task and a tough reputation to live up to. Of course, Jace, the longest ever reigning European champion, and that was his only stint as champion before leaving the company. And Mason Foster with some big shoes to fill, but tonight he's got even bigger. He's got a big opponent tonight in one of the rising stars in WIW. It is the All-Heart, Allen Hart, and apparently accompanied to the ring by Mason Foster's opponent, Jax Wolf. And Jax Wolf already playing the mind games here with the European champion by accompanying Allen Hart, to the ring. Well, Allen Hart has shot up the ranks as of late, of course, was unable to cash in on his opportunity at Lockdown for the WIW Championship as Aaron Albright successfully retained. Of course, Aaron Albright will be defending at Crash Course in the main event against SDC, the alleged hero of wrestling, putting his reputation on the line up against Aaron Albright. But for tonight, Mason Foster's got to prepare for his match at Crash Course, and with his opponent at ringside, is that going to motivate him or is that going to distract him? We'll have to find out right here tonight. But Jax Wolf is at ringside, accompanying Allen Hart to the ring, who tried to get off to a strong start there, but very nicely done instead by Mason Foster to sidestep and to land the German. Mason Foster now a two-time European champion. Many believe he's one of the biggest faces in the company. He's definitely getting there. He's definitely risen to the top. He's had a great start to his career here in WIW, and he's only gotten stronger. He's only gotten better. Of course, injury has set him back a little bit, of course. But to be honest, the injuries were self-inflicted. What's Foster thinking here, though? Opposite side of the ropes. Oh, look at this! Oh, and a pile driver! Pile driver to the outside on Allen Hart. Jesus Christ, that's going to leave a mark. And look at Jax Wolf just at ringside. He knows he can't get involved. That will result in a disqualification. And then he'll have Allen Hart to answer to. He's curling round, though. He wants to get a better view. He's curled round. Be interesting to see if he decides to get involved here tonight. But the All-Heart Allen Hart, he knows he's capable of getting the job done, and that's why he's just going to let Allen Hart, I reckon, do his thing. Oh, and a massive super kick there by Mason Foster. Count is rising. We're now at 6. Irish whip. Oh, into the stairs. A count of 7, and Mason Foster's just going to get back into the ring and wait for Allen Hart to arrive. Playing to the crowd now. Allen Hart in a bad way, though. At count of 8. Needs to get back into the ring, and he rushes in to do so. Beats the 9 count. And now Allen Hart trying to advance forward, and Mason Foster just not letting Allen Hart have his own way in this matchup. He's trying to send a message to the man standing on the outside. And a very interesting and unique reversal there by Allen Hart, managing to slide out of it there. And Jax Wolf cheering him on the outside, just trying to watch him, see if he can cause as much damage as possible. Of course, with Allen Hart, we know he has that lethal submission, the sharpshooter, has the heart stopper in his arsenal as well. He has the capability of wrapping this up, and he knows he does, and so does Mason Foster. So he needs to be careful with what he does here tonight and how much energy he exerts, because, of course, on Sunday, he's got a tough task in Jax Wolf's rematch clause. Last time out, him cashing in on a rematch clause. Last time out, of course, he beat... last time out, he faced Brad Skeens in his first title defense, and Brad Skeens was able to capture the championship. But Mason Foster picked up some severe injuries from that match and went on to lose the rematch as he tried to cash it in way too early before he was ready and fully back to health. And he was made to pay, and he lost the European Championship privileges. He earned it back a few weeks ago by beating Jax Wolf in a one-on-one contest, which led to a match at Lockdown, and with Mason Foster walking out the European champion. But he's a two-time champ, but they say you're never truly a champ until you defend it. So tonight, he has to make sure he's prepared and warmed up and ready for what could be his first successful title defense if he can knock off Jax Wolf, and I'm sure he'll be eager and confident to get that done. Mason Foster now just wearing down on the limbs. And Jax Wolf must be a little worried now and concerned. Allen Hart has lost the control that he had gained momentarily. This match has definitely been going Foster's way for the majority. Well countered there to dodge the suplex, just sticks a leg out. Oh, might have been trying to spin him around for the Heart Stopper. Doesn't connect. Instead, he gets turned around. Oh, look at that, jumping neck breaker. Very nicely done there by Mason Foster. So Allen Hart needs to be careful how he advances forward. The Heart Stopper didn't work. Does he try again? Oh, look at that, gets caught taunted. Oh, and into a stunner out the wheelbarrow. Very nicely done by Mason Foster, not wasting any time here. Where Allen Hart there gets caught taunting. And now Allen Hart in some trouble here. Welsh Dragon Sleeper! It's been applied and right in Jax Wolf's face. Trying to rub it in, sending him a message saying that's what's coming for you at the pay-per-view. Mason Foster knocks off Allen Hart. Big victory there on the Welsh Dragon Sleeper. It's been doing him wonders for the last couple of weeks. And it's got the job done here tonight. Jax Wolf has stormed off. He is not happy with how things have gone. Oh, wait a minute. He's still here. And they're going to shake hands? They are. A sign of respect between the two. Jax Wolf showing respect to Mason Foster. That he's earned it tonight. That was a great contest. Thoroughly deserving of the respect that Jax Wolf had to offer there. Well, these two show respect now, but I can tell you it's all bets off or on the table when the European Championship is put back on the line at Crash Course. Will Jax Wolf be able to recapture the European Championship? Or will Mason Foster successfully defend the title for the first time? Let's move on down the rest of the card. Well, next up tonight, a match we found out a little while ago, and some big implications for what's to come in the future for the Cruiserweight division. Of course, Travis Cotterrell last week getting himself involved with the match between, getting himself involved in the championship match for the WIW Cruiserweight Championship on Friday Fight Night, sending a message saying he's ready to come back and have another shot at becoming Cruiserweight Champion, but of course, already locking into a little bit of beef with Stephen Miller, who also has his eyes on the Cruiserweight Championship, and clearly Travis attacking Stephen Miller to send a warning that he was going to get there first and that Miller wasn't going to get the chance. So the general manager made his official decisions moments ago when Steve Miller and Travis met face to face in the ring. Travis will be facing Steve Miller at Crash Course one-on-one, and if the winner, whoever wins, will be the next in line to face for the Cruiserweight Championship, because the Cruiserweight Championship is now also going to be at Crash Course. James Rowley and Jake Griffiths will go one-on-one once again for the Cruiserweight Championship. Well, Travis is the first down to the ring, accompanied by his newly wedded wife, of course, Abby. They married a couple of months ago after dating for a whole 2 days. So they got married quickly, and I guess their marriage has been a success. Abby has brought Travis a number of wins on occasion. But Travis tonight knows he needs to prepare himself mentally. This challenge was specifically requested by James Rowley after seeing his title opportunity squandered again, but this time not by his own doing. Of course, he must feel really he must be feeling really sorry for himself, to be honest, because first title opportunity in the Cruiserweight Championship match. It was a steel cage match, but the stipulation was you couldn't win by escaping the cage. And what did Jake Griffiths do? He escaped the cage, and it counted. And I don't know why it counted, but then the match continued over to the next night, and it ended in disqualification, with Travis Cotterrell ending the match of the main event of Friday Fight Night. 2 title matches ruined that night, but now James Rowley will have another shot at Crash Course to face James Rowley and to face Jake Griffiths. I'm getting these two names mixed up all the time now. And James Rowley getting a chance tonight to warm up against Travis. Remember, if he wins the Cruiserweight Championship at Crash Course, Travis could be the next in line to face him. Travis has already had a crack at the Cruiserweight Championship and was unsuccessful against Oliver Regem. Regem has been off the scenes as of late since losing the Cruiserweight Championship, even though he had a very nice run as the champion. Bell rings and away we go, and these two meet in the middle of the ring. Look at this. Nice little bit of chain wrestling. We haven't seen this for a while. Travis trying to get an early advance on him, but James Rowley counters it. James Rowley, eager to get his hands on the Cruiserweight Championship. He believes he can make it one of the biggest titles, and right now it's clearly obvious that everybody is gunning for this Cruiserweight Championship. Everyone who is eligible, trying to stake a claim, trying to get their hands on the Cruiserweight title. Big drop kick there by James Rowley. So it's good to see that everyone's competing for it. Of course, there were initial worries that not many people would be interested, but it looks like everybody seems to be gunning for the opportunity if they can grab it for some gold. And for Travis, it's been a long time between drinks. Of course, there's the first ever television champion winning it because, of course, in a matter of 3 seconds, which was a record, but it was only because King Sam laid down and let him take the title as part of his peace agreement to join the Wolfpack. And since then, he couldn't defend that championship against Big Willie. Big Willie took the title from him. And look at that, maybe a cruiserweight, but exerting his strength here. And now into a submission hold as well on James Rowley. Rowley in a bit of trouble here as the submission hold is applied. This is not what he's going to want. This is not what he needs. Can't afford to look weak before coming into Crash Course. And well escape there. Well, Travis, of course, picking his own beef with Steve Miller, just trying to make sure that he doesn't jump the queue because he knows that the real deal is real serious business and that he will be able to take the title. Oh, look at that! Whoa! Whoa! Abby just took him out! What was Abby thinking? Well, Abby ends the match via disqualification, but oh dear, he's tossed back in the ring because Travis is not done. Abby and Travis absolutely ambushing him, and now the chair. Rowley might not even make it to Crash Course. Oh, look at this! Almost didn't make it to Crash Course, but Steve Miller makes the save here tonight, makes the save, protecting James Rowley and sending a warning there is Travis to Steve Miller that is his future at Crash Course should they collide. Well, heating things up here just before Crash Course. Steve Miller, of course, scheduled to take on Travis, but Travis sending the message he's gunning for the Cruiserweight Championship. Let's move on down the rest of the card. Main event of the evening. It is time for a fatal four-way, the final match before Crash Course for these four competitors, and these four competitors will all be part of two of the biggest matches on the card for Crash Course. And I believe the first man making his way down to the ring is Brad Skeens, former European champion, who will be colliding under the general manager's orders, and I'm sure he's not going to be one to shy away from it either. Brad Skeens will be going one-on-one with original Brad in a battle of the Brads at the Crash Course pay-per-view, which is stacking up to be one hell of a pay-per-view. And Brad Skeens, coming fresh out of the chamber at lockdown, couldn't quite pick up the victory, but then again, neither could original Brad. The only man in this match who was not in the lockdown chamber match was SDC, of course, who will be main eventing the show for the first time in his professional career as he goes up against Aaron Albright for the WIW Championship in what is going to be one hell of an occasion. First time ever that those two will go one-on-one, and we will see how that goes when the championship is put on the line. But Brad Skeens has his own worries to deal with because he knows original Brad is not friends, that these two have made it clear that they dislike each other, and Brad, on this new warpath that he has been on as of late, he is definitely taking no prisoners, and if that means injuring Brad Skeens, and I'm sure he'll take every precaution necessary to do just that. Here he comes, making his way down to the ring on his trusted bike that he's been driving since day one. The first ever World Heavyweight Champion over on the Friday Fight Night brand has been trying to carry his success over to the Mayhem brand. He's been part of the European Championship and the WIW Championship match, but there's always been one thing slowing him down, one thing getting in his way, and that has been Brad Skeens. And Brad Skeens now trying to make the most of the opportunity by dealing with Brad at Crash Course, but tonight he gets a shot at him and we get to see a preview of what to expect at the pay-per-view. But Brad knows he hasn't won the crowd over as of late with his actions, but you've got to admire and respect the sheer determination and power that this man brings to the table. Next man down to the ring, someone who has risen to the top faster than anyone could have seen coming. It is the self-proclaimed Hero of Wrestling, SDC, and the Hero of Wrestling has arrived, and he has a chance to prove that he truly is the Hero of Wrestling at the upcoming pay-per-view that is Crash Course, as he main events and his first ever WIW Championship match, his first title match, full stop, for SDC. This is a huge night. He needs really to prove what he can do, and he needs to get it done here tonight in this Fatal 4-Way. One fall to a finish, but the big thing for this match, they need to avoid damage. The more damage you take, the harder it's going to be on Sunday when you step into the ring against someone who you know you can't trust to spare your career or send you away in a stretcher. And SDC steps into the ring now. That's 3, and only one more man to be brought down to the ring. And of course, this man not usually ready to compete on Mayhems anymore since becoming the champ. But here he is. It is the X Factor, the 4-time WIW champion, Allen Hart, making his way down to the ring. 4-time world champion. He's won it 4 times, but he's only defended it once. And that says all you need to know. But that one title defense came in one of the biggest matches of his career, and that was the Elimination Chamber. So he can't be too mad about that. It was a big, big win, and now he's got to do it again at Crash Course, defending against SDC now, someone he's never encountered before. They faced off last week in a tag team matchup, and Albright picked up the win. But he's never faced him one-on-one, and he'll get a taste of it tonight in this Fatal 4-Way. But we won't be seeing the actual result until Crash Course this Sunday, which is scheduled to be one hell of a card. Let me run you through the card as we get this one on the way. This is not in any particular order. These are all the matches we've got going on. Of course, we announced earlier the 2 cruiserweight matches, one between Stephen Miller and Travis, and the winner of that will face, of course, the winner in the next pay-per-view, the winner of James Rowley and Jake Griffiths, which will be for the Cruiserweight Championship. Oh, look at this, SDC already. Oh, look at this, bringing out some big moves, looped him around the ropes, making it harder for him. Oh, and a backbreaker, very nicely done there by SDC. And we also have, of course, the Battle of the Brads, as we will see here in this match, I'm sure at some point. Brad Skeens will be taking on Original Brad one-on-one in what's going to be one hell of a contest. So how many is that already? That's Travis Stephen Miller, the Cruiserweight Championship, the Battle of the Brads. We also have the European Championship rematch on the line as Mason Foster once again goes head-to-head with Jax Wolf. We have the Tag Team Championships on the line as League of Gods have to deal with the rematch clause of, the League of Gods have to deal with the rematch clause of the Linebacks. They go for their Tag Team Championships once again. Remember, Coach Wilson banned from ringside for that matchup. We also have the Women's Championship on the line as Adrian Reyes, Halie Bowen, and Sandra Piper will compete in a triple threat for the Mayhem Women's Championship in what's going to be a big, big contest. And, of course, the main event of the evening, the WIW Championship on the line. SDC has his first chance at gold. The hero of wrestling takes on the X Factor, Allen Hart, for the WIW Championship. What a show that is indeed. I'll leave another poll in here for potentially. I might leave another poll for the pre-show. However, there isn't really any matches that we have left to cover. If you'd like to see a pre-show just with a couple of matches, be sure to let me know and comment your suggestions on who you'd like to see face off in the pre-show. Because if we're going to do these pre-shows, we might as well make them entertaining. Let's not make them meaningless, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying about that. We did have a pre-show, of course, which went pretty well last time out. But we'll see how it goes tonight. Look at this! Package pile driver to the WIW champion. Skeens has had his fair chances against Albright. He knows what it takes to beat him. He has done it in the past. But he needs to do it here tonight. And what's he thinking? Of course, he has the 2 big moves in his arsenal that he's developed. Of course, that big spear that he's been using his entire career. But no, look at this. Always thinking powerbomb. Well escaped there by SDC. And now these two, the WIW Championship contenders and champion, face off one-on-one in the ring right now. Oh, but wait a minute. Back into the ring comes Original Brad, and now Brad's going to take advantage of SDC. But look at that. Allen Hart said no. And now Allen Hart trying to deal with both of them. There's an atomic drop, mainly targeting SDC. No surprise. And now Skeens. Now Skeens from behind. Now he's going to get a shot at Original Brad. And Allen Hart going to deal with SDC there. There's a suplex. SDC has to roll out of harm's way under heavy fire there from the WIW champion, who's been in great form as of late. And now Brad in a bad position. It's not where he wants to be. There's a curb stomp. And look at that, Skeens going to try and steal the cover on Brad. Try and get one early up on him. Couldn't do it. Oh, and now he gets caught here. Might be looking for the powerbomb again. No, well counted again by Skeens. And now Skeens has Brad left in the ring. Everybody's down. SDC trying to get back up. Looking for the Anaconda bite. We know how vulnerable Brad is to submission, but SDC avoided the lock-in. Or went for Kryptonite. Well escaped there by Brad Skeens, preventing the Kryptonite from striking. Well, Brad, he's lucky there. He got a lifeline. The submission was not locked in. Didn't get it locked in. Look at this. Tiger powerbomb there from SDC. And now Albright back into the ring. And Albright lining up someone. He's lining up for Skeens. And SDC is just going to let him as he goes to target original Brad. Look at this. Super kick. No. Will escape by Skeens. Skeens escapes. And SDC taking Brad out to the outside. And now... Oh, was in a bit of trouble there was Albright as he was dangling on the ropes, but well avoided. And out to the outside. Look at that. There's a suplex on the other end. All 4 competitors on the outside. Remember, this is no disqualifications, but the count does have to occur inside the ring. And Brad is fully aware of that, and he takes the #1 contender back into the ring. What a big win it would be for any of these men. Looking for old school, but he hasn't noticed Skeens, who's ready to wrap up the champ. The WIW champion's in trouble. Brad's still on the ropes. He might be able to steal it here. Into the cover. Oh, but Brad finishes the old school and is able to get up and break the cover before the WIW champion was eliminated. And meanwhile, Skeens has rolled out of harm's way. And now, Albright, Brad was thinking battle axe and he tried to wrap it up. And now he's going to do it to the champion. Battle axe to the world champion. And now going to try and deal with SDC so he can make the clean cover. SDC said no. Everybody's down except Brad and SDC. This could be their opening for one of them to walk away with the win here. SDC just trying to make sure he's dealt with Brad because we know Brad doesn't stay down easy. Brad in trouble. Oh, look at that massive running knee across the jaw. Albright trying to crawl up back to his feet, but he's left alone in the ring now with SDC. And we know SDC not going to take any prisoners, and that's exactly what he's going to try and do here. Submission hold applied, trying to make him tap. He's already been beaten down. Skeen desperately trying to break it up, and he does. Albright survives again. Oh, and SDC going to get caught taunting, and he's going to be made to pay here by Brad Skeens. Skeens are in the middle rope. What's he thinking? Went to drop. Oh, beautiful counter there by SDC with the double boot. Well counted. Oh, and look at that. Brad trying to capitalize. Oh, what? What happened there? Skeens just fell through the turnbuckles on the cannonball. And now Brad back alone in the ring with Albright. He had him wrapped up a moment ago, but stopped in his track by SDC. And this could be the moment he needs. Original Brad left alone with him. Might have been thinking battle axe, but no. Skeens back in the ring to stop Albright's momentum, though. He's got him again. Once again going for battle axe, but again countered. And now look at this. The two Brads working together to try and get Albright out so that these two are left alone in the ring with each other. Well avoided there. Oh, look at this. And now even Skeens rolls and Brad gets hyped as he's the only one left. Oh, but wait a minute. SDC trying to sneak in behind here. Double unhook DDT. They might be able to steal it. Everybody else is down. Skeens not going to be able to get back in time. Oh, and Brad kicks out on his own accord. And he had to do that there. He was the only one left in the ring. There's the Kryptonite. Kryptonite, the running knee. Oh, but look at this. Back into the ring comes Skeens. Trying to steal it here on the leg sweep. Can he get the job done? It's a 2 count. Albright now back in the ring. He's taking some shots in this one. Excuse me. It looks like I've got hiccups now. Great timing right before the end of the show. And now SDC was in trouble there because Skeens was about to wrap him up. Speaking of wrapping this up, sunset flip. Brad quickly there to break it up. And now Skeens thinking the end is near. Oh, but Brad preventing the spear. And now Brad might be in trouble himself here. And the bite's coming in. He's locked it in. And no one's there to stop him. This could be it for Brad, the submission defense. We know it's vulnerable to it. And he's got it. Skeens wraps him up. And if he can do that again at Crash Course, he will put Brad behind him for good. Anaconda Bite does it again. What a matchup. For Brad, he had that match won there. Albright never really came back into the match after that point, but SDC keeping the match alive. But only for so long, and Skeens locks in the Anaconda bite, and he's got the job done here tonight in the main event of the Go Home show to Crash Scores. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like if you did. Comment your thoughts and feelings on tonight's show. Brad Skeens sending a warning, sending a message. He is ready to face Brad again, and this time put him behind him for good. Be sure to leave a like if you're new. Be sure to leave a like on this video. Comment your thoughts and feelings. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.